Hey y'all, I'm back with another book review. So I just finished Eragon for the first time. I was a little in shock. The light is gonna be probably doing funky things, just to warn you. So good. So good. Okay, I'm gonna admit, the first couple chapters, super hard to get into. I was just like, okay, cool. Yeah, we're just taking care of a dragon, blah, 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 blah. It was hard to get into. But then once I got into it, I was like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen next? Oh my gosh, they're traveling across the world? Oh my gosh. It was just so good, and it just kept going and going and going, and it all went to a climax, and then it was just oh. It kind of reminded me of Lord of the Rings, honestly. In Fellowship, where they, all of a sudden it's everything, and then, or not Fellowship, Return of the King, where, everything was chaotic, and then, oh, everything's peaceful. And it's kind of how it feels like at the end of the book, I'm not gonna lie. Even though there's 3 other books, and you're like, what in the world's gonna happen next? Oh my gosh. I've seen the movie before I read the book, which is very rare for me to do, honestly. There's very few other ones that I've done that for, but this is one of them. And it kind of makes me sad that there's no more books. No more movies. However, I can see why, because this is my middle brother, it's his favorite book series. He loved this growing up. It was he read them all. He has first editions. This is his thing. And when he watched the movie, he was so mad. So mad. And it's like me, when I watch a movie, when I watch a movie that I read as a book, I'm like, what? That didn't happen in the book? Why is this going on? So listening to him rant and rave was actually super hilarious to me, because I was just like, oh, okay, this is what I sound like. And granted, it's been 10 years, but I'm just I definitely have sounded like that my entire life, and I still sound like that now. But so the movie is a good interpretation of the book, but it's not the book. Of course it's not the book, because the book gives you more details and more intrigue and gives you better understanding of everything. Oh, Harry Potter's the other one that I haven't. I watched the movies before I read the books. Sorry, that was a train of thought that just popped in my head. But I loved it. I thought it was so good. Definitely recommend it, and definitely I'm going to be reading the next ones. And I think the best part about it is, besides him being super young when he wrote this, I think he was 16, 17, and or Christopher Paolini, he was 16 or 17 when he wrote it. It's really well written. I'm just compared to some other books that I've read that it's not well written and they're kind of adult, and I'm just oh, okay. But definitely such a good read, and such a boy book, but also not too boyish where there's gore and blah 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 blah. It's just the right, of course there's gore, don't get me wrong, there's still gore, but it's not over the top like Game of Thrones or any of Stephen King's novels. It's not that kind of gore. It's just it's facing reality that there's evil in the world, and that's what one of the main characters, actually just not Eragon, but one of the other people, whose name, Brom, yeah, that's right, because it reminded me of Bran from Game of Thrones. Anyway, Brom, he was saying that there was something super where they just killed everyone in a town, and this is not a spoiler in my view, but they killed everyone in a town because it happened somewhat early on in the book. Killed everyone in a town, and he was just no, this is just pure evil. There are people that are evil, and I think that's something just to remember for life, that yes, there are injustices. Yes, there are people that don't deserve what they have or don't deserve to be treated bad, but there is also true evil that goes on, and then we just need to realize that. Anyway, I recommend this, and thank you for listening to my ranty video, and you all have a great day.